Gary Groom is what we call an intimacy seeker. Intimacy seekers are lonely, isolated individuals with poor social skills. They're hungry for close personal relationships, but have no idea how to go about forming them. When a person like Gary finds someone to lavish his affections on, he tends to pester them, a bit like a stray dog looking for a home.
This court views stalking very seriously, Dr. Halifax.
Yes, I understand that, and I'm not for a moment disputing the serious nature of stalking.
Your point then, Doctor?
My point is there are several widely recognised categories of stalker. The predatory stalker, for example, is highly dangerous because his stalking behaviour is a means to an end. That is, to attack his victim. At the other end of the spectrum, the intimacy seeker represents very little danger. He bears no animosity towards his target. In his eyes, she's an angel. The problem is he becomes so convinced that the relationship's meant to be, there's nothing she can do, nothing she can say to make him realise his attentions are unwelcome.
That's why we have intervention orders.
But he welcomes them. They're just another test of his commitment.
You don't think Mr. Groom represents a serious threat to Miss Buckle?
In my opinion, the risk of him progressing to assault is low.
Can his behaviour be modified?
There's a good prospect of rehabilitation, yes.
Gentlemen, questions for Dr. Halifax?
No, thank you.
No. Mr. Groom, you've breached, flouted, and otherwise ignored no less than 3 orders restraining you from harassing Miss Buckle, correct?
3, that's correct.
What I'd like to do is give you a custodial sentence of 6 months. However, in the light of the psychiatric assessment, I think it might be more productive if I suspend it, fine you $1,000, and send you for counselling. Dr. Halifax, can you assist? Mr. Groom?
No worries.
Counselling won't stop him. Please lock him up.
Rest assured I shall, if he doesn't respond to treatment. Dr. Halifax, over to you.
How could you do this to me?
Look, I appreciate you're upset.
Do you know what he's put me through? Phone calls at all hours, creepy little presents.
Look, Mrs. Buckle, I'm sure he'll respond to treatment. Long term, it's the only prospect of stopping him.
Do you know what I hope?
She doesn't care. Come on.
I hope somebody stalks you one day. Then you might know what it's like.
And we find the wisest thing is to slap our chests and sing oh, and threaten with the mutes. And your heart is in your boots.
Hey, you can relax. What's that one out there?
What, you think he's gonna go away just because the magistrate tells him to?
Hey, Jimmy, no. This is when you've got to get on with your life.
What life?
Well, don't let him beat you, Mummy.
You're right, Fluffy. I've got to get on with my life.
That's right. Let's get on with it.
It's like when my dad used to take me deer hunting when I was a little bloke. He said, the first thing you do is you choose your animal, and the next thing is you get to know its habits, you know, like where it drinks and where it sleeps, where it ruts.
But Jill Buckle isn't a deer, is she?
Yeah, but if you want to, you got to put in the groundwork.
Come on. Come on, Fluff.
Tell me again about the first time you saw her.
I was in the train station, and
Come on, Fluff.
she was standing in front of me, you know, like on the platform. I liked the way she looked, her ass and that. The train was real crowded. Everyone was sort of packed in. So I made sure I was standing right next to her. Yeah, I could smell her hair. So I says to her, I said, you smell lovely. And she kind of smiles back at me, you know. She's got these, like, real white, kind of like real even teeth.
And how does it feel, stalking a human?
good. Yeah, sort of, you know, powerful.
Fluff, come on. Fluffy! Fluffy? Stay away from me, you pathetic creep!
Last time you said it makes you feel powerful. What do you mean by that?
Well, it's like she expects me to be there all the time, you know? Like, watching her and following her, even if I'm not.
You told me you adored her. So why do you like to frighten her then?
I don't know. I don't mean to. I suppose it's the only way I can get her to talk to me.
And how many phone calls would you make to her in a day, on average?
Dunno. 3? Or 4?
Jill Buckle? Here. There's a phone call for you.
Oh.
Hello? Hello? Who is this? I hope your eardrum burst, you freak. Stay away from me. Sorry.
This is your phone account. During the first week of March, you made 128 calls to her home, 73 to her work, and 40 to her mobile. It's about 34 calls a day, Gary.
Gee.
And how much money would you spend on bus fares, presents, phone bills? Why don't we do a list? Add it up. Are you starting to get an idea what this has been like for Jill?
Well, at least she knows someone loves her.
Gary, you have been systematically and ruthlessly destroying her life, as well as your own, haven't you?
Yep.
Are you still stalking her?
No. No way. You got my word.
Julie, little turd sent you another one. You're a bride this time.
Don't show me. I'm not interested.
Have a look. You look pretty good, actually.
Thanks.
No. You're not going for a run, are you?
You told me to get on with my life.
No, not your own.
I feel like it, okay?
No, it's 11 o'clock at night.
Don't start. I'm not meeting my lover because I don't have a lover.
Sorry. The name Graham Potter did not pass my lips.
Good. See you later.
Hello.
Love! Love! Fluffy! Jeremy!
Call the police.
Okay. Well, I'll see you next week.
Next week? When am I going to be cured?
You seem to be making progress, so I'm cautiously optimistic. There's no rush. What's on for the rest of the day?
I'm going down to the racetrack. I'll talk them into taking me on full time.
You like horses, don't you?
I love them, yeah.
Well, good luck.
Thanks.
A man's come to look at the telephone system, and he promises to be in and out in a few minutes.
Okay, thanks. Oh, can I get a cup of coffee when you have a moment? Thanks, Bridget.
You've already had 2 cups this morning.
I've got a pain in my brain, Doctor.
Alex! What are you doing here? You're getting into trouble.
You heard the lady. I can be in and out in a few minutes.
Oh, stop it. Where did you get those overalls?
Desk looks nice and comfy.
Oh, don't. You shouldn't be here. Go away.
Only if you promise to take the rest of the day off.
I can't. I'm way behind in my notes.
And I've got wall-to-wall lectures. Let me take you away from all of this.
Not exactly what I had in mind, you know.
I like the surprise. I'll steer. You just paddle.
Alex, I really don't have time for this.
How bad can it be?
I'll drown.
You won't drown. You might get a bit wet, but
Wet?
you won't drown.
You ready?
What for? No! Alex, no! No!
Beats the pants off kayaking. I'm hungry. What's for dinner?
How do you ever get any studying done? All you ever think about is sex and food.
Yeah?
Bacon and eggs.
Well, bacon and eggs for dinner.
Well, if you don't like it, you know where you...
Let me move in and I'll cook for you.
Oh, yeah.
I'm terrific.
I know you are.
Jane, I'm serious. Just for 3 months. Till I go overseas.
If you go overseas, you have to win selection first.
I will go overseas.
I'll think about it.
Have I mentioned that we're being thrown out of our house? So if I end up on the street having to sell my body, it's on your head.
The 31-year-old had just arrived for her afternoon shift at the call centre when the shooting occurred. Police have ruled out...
Jane, I'd even pay board. What do you reckon?
The gunman remains at large. Meanwhile, Gillian Buckle is...
Go back, go back. Who did they say?
...are appealing for witnesses to the shooting.
Someone buckle. Why?
imagine that between your legs.
Looking for a Gary Groom.
No, sorry, mate.
Gary Groom? Mr. Groom. Yeah. Detective Sergeant Petty, this is Detective Inspector Lord. We'd like a word, please.
All right.
Could you run through your movements yesterday?
I was going to talk to my boss after my psychiatrist appointment. I'm looking to get me a full-time position, but he was busy, so I come back home for a kip instead. What's this all about?
Times?
I got home about 2:30. Woke up about 7.
Were you alone or did you have company?
No, I was alone.
Jill Buckle was shot yesterday, Mr. Groom. You were convicted of stalking her just recently. Did you shoot her?
I love her. I wouldn't hurt a hair on her head.
Thanks, Gary.
Could you just give us a minute, Gary?
It's all very neat. Think he irons his sheets?
Raunchy? Bend over Betty? Got these titles in your library, Rick?
Yeah. President of the Jill Buckle fan club. I understand Jill Buckle, but Princess Di, Gary?
I just like her, all right.
Would you have any objection to being swabbed for gunshot residue?
Can't believe it. Why would anyone want to kill such a lovely person?
Oh, she isn't dead, Mr. Groom. Whoever shot her didn't do their job very well. She's in the hospital in a coma.
And I also want all the clothes you were wearing yesterday.
Got anyone that can confirm you were having a sleep here yesterday, Arthur? What about Grandma here?
She's not my gran. She's about 99% gaga. I was here.
He's lying. He's lying. Hasn't that occurred to you?
Until we check his story...
Look, what's your problem? Why don't you drag him down to one of your police stations and ask him some questions? What's wrong with doing that?
We need solid evidence, Mr. Buckle.
Who else would want to do this to him?
Would you mind if we...
Yeah, all right.
Could you run through your own movements yesterday?
Oh, Jesus, you people. I mean, you're not taking Gary Groom seriously, are you? Because you've already made up your minds that I'm responsible. Is that it?
May I call you Jeremy? Jeremy, it's very essential we build up a detailed picture of what you did yesterday, you and Jill.
What's your name? Let me guess.
Grace, and this is Richard. How about we start first thing? What time did you get up?
I'm sorry. Well, our little dog was killed the night before last, and there's no prizes for guessing who was responsible for that. So the next morning at 7 o'clock, 2 policemen from the local station came round for a statement. They were there for an hour. Then I left for work at 8:15.
Work being?
I'm a public servant. I was in my office until 3:30. Then I left for a 4 o'clock dental appointment in Collins Street. I gave myself half an hour to walk the distance. And that's where I heard the news.
I'll need the work number and the dentist details, please.
There he is. It's Jill's neurosurgeon. He says all he can do is keep her unconscious and hope for the best. You know, Grace, when my Gillian wakes up and she tells you it was Gary Groom, you're going to look like a pair of dickheads, aren't you?
Dr. Halifax.
Ah, Inspector Lord. I'm treating Gary Groom.
Nice to meet you. Call me Grace. Come on through.
Grace Lord?
Dad had a sense of humour. Groom claims he's not the shooter, but he can't prove it. What do you think?
Look, Gary's one of life's disappointments. He's probably telling the truth.
Yeah, but he's been stalking her for ages, and she's been abusing him for months. Maybe she told him to get stuffed once too often.
It's water off a duck's back. It's all about getting a response from her. Any reaction's better than none.
Yeah, but say she did. Is he likely, for instance, to kill her dog?
Her dog? Did he claim he did?
No, but the body was dumped in the front yard. Throat was cut.
It wouldn't serve his purpose. I mean, if he wanted to punish her, he'd make sure that she made the connection. A drive-by or a phone call.
Is he responding to treatment?
Sounds promising.
But he claims he still loves her.
He says he worships her.
Mark Chapman worshipped John Lennon.
Jane Halifax, Richard Petty.
G'day.
Hi. Celebrity stalking's different. Chapman identified himself with his idol by assassinating him. Instant fame.
Maybe in Gary Groom's tiny mind, Jill Buckles and other princess died.
In that case, I think he'd freely confess.
Could you be wrong about him?
Of course. It's not a precise science. All I can do is give you the balance of probability.
Gary, just say you met the person who did it, fired the shot. What would you say to him?
Blows bloody brains out.
Where did that come from?
I don't know. It's just words.
Did Jill ever make you angry?
You reckon I done it too?
Didn't she say some cruel and patronising things to you?
Petra what?
She talked down to you, didn't she?
But I never bloody touched her.
Well, what about her dog?
I never touched nothing. Why does everyone want to put the boot into me?
Because you're an obvious suspect.
These can all get rooted.
Gary, someone tried to murder Jill. Now, the police are going to keep asking you tough questions until they're satisfied it wasn't you. You have to face it and you have to deal with it.
I don't know what to do.
Have you been in touch with legal aid?
But I didn't do nothing wrong. Hey, if I send flowers to the hospital, would that be breaching my intervention order?
Hi, I'm Simon, the good-looking one.
Hi.
Max, as in Maximilian?
Hello. Oh, straight through to the study. Thanks.
Oh, that's Wolf,
As in Wolfgang?
as in Wolfie. It's his glands.
Right. Well, yeah, it's just through there.
Hey, nice.
Try not to break anything. Hello, Jane Halifax. Oh, Grace, hi. Thanks for ringing back. Listen, I saw Gary Groom this afternoon. I've got to say, he just does not present as someone who's committed a violent act. I mean, he's emotionally stirred up, certainly. But I think that's more to do with the feeling he's been unjustly accused.
Oh, nice. These are rough.
Sorry. Sorry. Look, I just didn't get the sense he felt any animosity towards Jill Buckle. No, I'll keep an eye on him in the next few days. Yeah, you're welcome. Okay, bye.
So, what do you think of the boys?
Oh, well, they're very large.
Yeah? Oh, I'm glad you like them, because down the club we've got this tradition where we share our girlfriends.
Okay.
What do you reckon, guys?
Police are appealing for witnesses who may have been in the vicinity of the car park at the time of the shooting. The victim remains in a critical condition. After the break, we'll be back with a...
Is that your guy?
I shouldn't talk about my cases.
Pesto alla genovese. Made by my own fair hand. As opposed to that commercial sludge that you had in your refrigerator.
Mr. Buckle, what are you...
Tell me why you let that guy go. The next minute he's got a gun and boom. Why?
How did you get my address?
Why didn't you stop him?
Get lost, mate. You're pissed.
Who's that up there? Who's
that? Who's that? You got a boyfriend up there?
Look, it's too late to talk, Mr.
Buckle, I'll call you a taxi.
No, I don't want a taxi.
I want my wife back. You hear me? I want my wife back.
Please go home, Mr. Buckle. We'll talk tomorrow.
Hey! Hey, everybody! She lives in apartment 17 and I fucked that day Halifax. She put my wife in hospital. She put her in hospital. She put a bullet in her brain. And I fucked that day Halifax.
All right, Jill and Jeremy Buckle. Meet Mr. and Mrs. Average, huh? Jeremy's 35, Jill's 31. Both of them joined the Commonwealth Public Service straight from uni. Jeremy still works for the government, but Jill got wise. She left a year ago and now she's working at an insurance company in a call centre.
When did they marry?
5 years ago, and according to Jill's mum, there's never been a crossword between them.
Yeah.
Average mortgage, average debt load. As far as we know, neither of them does drugs or gambles. Jill plays netball once a week, goal attack. And Jeremy is an enthusiastic baritone with an amateur light opera society.
Okay, what's the story on Mr. Groom's gunshot residue tests?
Negative on his skin, negative on his clothes.
Could have worn gloves, thrown away the clothes afterwards?
He's not my idea of a professional hitman, Grace.
Stranger things have happened. My auntie had a beard. How about an alibi?
Still can't account for his whereabouts between 2 and 7.
What about Jeremy Buckle?
Oh, there's no way he had time to go from the city out to Camberwell, shoot Jill, back into the city for his dental appointment. I road tested that.
Day 3, people. We're treading water here.
Can't we lean on Jill Buckle's doctors? Get him to get her out of a coma. Just long enough to tell us who did it.
As a comedian, you're a joke, Harvey. Sorry, Richard. No one's average. Everyone's got secrets.
If Jill Buckle was a Commonwealth public servant and she had a degree, why choose to work in a call centre?
You follow that up, Rich? OK, there's got to be at least one driver or passenger in that car park who saw something. Keep looking. How much pressure were they under with this stalker?
If she'd been shot at home, I believe it could have been a domestic. Yeah, admit it, you like him following you, you encourage him. But the car park scenarios, it's too calculated, too ruthless.
If it's a random shooting, we might as well give up now.
Gary's got tattoos.
Yep, he's covered in them.
Hello? Gary?
Hey, Doc.
Gary, hi.
What can I do for you?
Well, I was hoping we could have a talk about Jill. And you probably know more about her than most people.
Yeah, all right.
So, tell me about her friends. Did she often meet people when she was out and about?
Sometimes.
Women, men, both?
Both. Yeah. Men sometimes.
And would they just meet and have coffee? Or something else?
You know what I'm saying, Gary? Did Jill have a boyfriend?
Don't you want to help the police catch the man who did it?
She liaised with this one bloke a couple of times.
Liaised?
Yeah, for coffee and lunch and that. Had this, real red hair.
Were they having an affair?
Well, you reckon he might have done it?
Did you tell the police this?
No. They never asked me.
What do you think you're doing?
Mr. Buckle,
You're prying into my private business.
oh, I'm trying to understand what happened.
Really? I'll tell you what happened. Your patient put a bullet in my wife's brain. You see that? That's a cranial pressure monitor. There's too much swelling inside the skull. If they can't control it, the pressure forces her brain down into her spinal canal. And they call it coding, and once that happens, she's dead.
Mr. Buckle, I don't believe Gary did this. I don't think he has the anger or the...
Pathetic.
I've put myself at the disposal of the police. We will find who's responsible. Be it Gary Groom or someone else. I promise you, Mr. Buckle.
Intensive speaking.
Gary, someone help! What are you doing? Hold it. Why?
It's finishing what I started, wasn't I?
Didn't you tell me that you were in love with her?
Yeah. She was never going to go for a working class man, was she?
Why shoot her? Why not walk away?
Said some things to me. Right? Said some cruel and patronising things.
Okay, Gary, why don't you walk us through?
I found the gun and rubbish dump, and I bought myself some ammo, and I went to the car park, and I waited till she arrived for work. Except there was people about. There was a lady and a spastic.
Whoa, one step at a time, please.
Oh, sorry. Just getting carried away. You just tell me what you want, all right?
Coming for a drink? To drown my sorrows. No, thanks. Don't take it personally. Everyone makes mistakes.
You just don't find a gun like that.
Gary Graham did.
And afterwards he throws it away again.
Plus his gloves and his clothing. That's what he says.
Oh, well. Give him some encouragement. He might put his hand up for the grassy knoll job. Maybe he was in the car park and saw someone else do it.
And why not say so? And why sneak into the hospital to try to finish her off?
To grab his 15 minutes of fame. Loser one day, car park killer the next.
Oh, Alex, not tonight.
I thought women your age were supposed to be insatiable. Roll over. Some water. You're all tied up in knots.
How could I get him so wrong?
Police believe they now have a suspect in the attempted murder of a woman in a car park 3 days ago. Gillian Buckle was shot at point-blank range as she was getting into her car. Police are interviewing the suspect, who apparently confessed after being captured in the hospital where Mrs. Buckle was being treated.
Police today retrieved the weapon used in the attempted murder of Gillian Buckle in an underground car park 3 days ago. Gary Groom, the man charged, led police to a riverbank site where the murder weapon had been hidden. The 22-year-old unemployed man from Caulfield will face charges in court later this month.
Gillian Buckle, the woman who was shot in an underground car park 3 days ago, today lost her fight for life. Mrs. Buckle had been in a coma since the shooting and never regained consciousness.
Can't help feeling responsible.
You're not infallible. It's definitely the murder weapon. We've got him on toast. Ballistics say it was the same gun used in a service station robbery 4 years ago. A couple of skinheads wounded a cashier, never caught.
Gary?
Denies it. And why would he lie about a robbery? He's just confessed to murder. What?
It was a cold-blooded execution.
Yep.
His personality doesn't match his actions. Doesn't that bother you?
He put his grimy hand up.
Hell no. Did you manage to track down the red-haired man he mentioned?
No, dead end.
What, you think he was stringing me along?
Well, you do have a tendency to swallow everything you're told. Good luck.
Would you like to read the wreaths? There's some really lovely tags on them.
Mr. Buckle, I came to say how sorry I am. You were right. Gary Groom should never have received a suspended sentence.
Do you mind if I ask you how long your pre-sentence examination took? How long? 5, 10 minutes?
About 3/4 of an hour at standard practice.
How much did they pay you for your standard practice?
The fee's set at $250.
$250? Well, I'm sure you gave $250 worth of your care and attention. But it's a shame for Jill and our baby that they didn't give you $500, isn't it? Because then you might have
Baby?
My wife. She was 13 weeks pregnant with our child. You've got the blood of 2 people on your hands.
Why are you so keen to cooperate, Gary? Yes, Bridget? Yep. What? A tax audit? Oh, God, that's all I need. Yeah, okay. Anything else? Medical Practitioners Board? Oh, that's rubbish. Yep. All right, well, can you get Stephanie on the phone, please? Thanks.
Hi, Jane. You ready to go? Perhaps you could summarise the allegations against my client?
Well, as you know, the Drugs and Poisons Unit of the Department of Human Resources have handed us a wad of duplicate prescriptions they collected, and all bearing your name and provider number, and all for high doses of diazepam and rohypnol.
In trafficable quantities.
And all in the name of someone Medicare informs us died last year.
Have you had an opportunity to peruse the documents, Dr. Halifax? Is this your signature?
It looks like Dr. Halifax's signature, but we believe it's a forgery.
No, I know it's a forgery. I'm telling you it's a forgery. I didn't write any of them, and I can't believe you think I did.
If that's your best defense, I'd be looking for another career.
If they got their hands on my prescription pads, they could have taken anything.
Who's they?
Whoever broke into my rooms, how would I know?
Your computer's password protected?
Yeah, but they didn't touch the computer.
There's easier money to be made flogging rowies to kids.
Thanks. I'll remember that if I get struck off.
You never mentioned a break-in.
Oh, I didn't know. What sort of thief tidies up afterwards?
So, what happens now?
Police dust my rooms for prints. Fat chance. Meanwhile, I'm left dangling in front of the investigation committee.
You're really in the shit.
Not if I can keep a lid on it, till they prove it's bullshit.
Morning, Bridget.
Not a good morning at all, Doctor. Shall I get you a cup of coffee? Can I help you, sir?
Dr. Halifax,
Yeah.
this is for you.
What is it?
I'm being sued by Jeremy Buckle. Professional misconduct. Unspecified damages. Could be anything, couldn't it? Millions.
Not your problem. That's why you've been paying your medical insurance premiums all these years.
Not that many years, Stephanie.
We'll argue that arriving at the wrong diagnosis doesn't constitute misconduct. As you said, it's an imprecise science. The issue is, did you fail to warn the court Groom had the potential to be dangerous?
Well, at the time, I didn't think he did.
That's what your consultation notes say?
Yeah, of course.
I think we're on safe ground.
What? Bridget? Someone's interfered with my files.
Interfered?
Gary Groom's file, intimacy seeker or predatory stalker. I didn't write predatory stalker. He's got in somehow and added it.
Who has, Gary?
No, our thief. Which means he could have gotten to anything.
So all our patient files could have been tampered with?
We'll have to assume it, yeah.
I'd better contact everyone.
No, just current patients for now. Top priority, anyone coming up for a court appearance.
Who could be doing this?
Someone who's heard the jargon.
Nice try. Sick prick. What do you want? Are you following me? You better not, because my solicitors warned me not to talk to you.
Well, you've been talking to the media.
Well, people like you should be put out of business.
And how far are you prepared to go to do it?
I'm sorry.
What, would you break into my office? Steal my property? Tamper with my files?
That's paranoid delusions, Dr. Halifax.
That's criminal behaviour, Mr. Buckle.
Oh, I haven't been anywhere near your office, you neurotic harpy, so get off my property before I set the law onto you.
It doesn't sound like the behaviour of the cool, calm professional that I've grown to know and love.
Well, what was I supposed to do? Roll over and play dead? My records have been corrupted. My reputation's up in smoke.
I bet he hit you with a restraining order.
I just wanted to see his reaction.
You got any proof it was him?
Whose side are you on? Why are you wearing a dinner suit?
Med faculty midwinter cocktail
Oh,
party. Ring any bells?
I'm sorry.
Doesn't matter. Didn't want to go anyway. So if you don't have any proof that it was Jeremy Buckle, I'm suggesting that maybe, just maybe, it was one of your other enemies.
No, he heard me testify about intimacy seekers and predatory stalkers.
Oh, Jeremy Buckle, the computer hacker, or was that Jeremy Buckle, the expert thief? Or Jeremy Buckle, the expert forger?
Right.
So, Roseanne, Dr. Hayes thinks I may be able to help you.
He thinks I'm a kleptomaniac. Lucky for me, he had a cancellation, hey? Expect some people don't like to see their psychiatrists make the newspapers.
So, Dr. Hayes thinks you're a kleptomaniac. What do you think?
I do pinch things. I can't help it. Is there a cure, short of a lobotomy?
Let's get some details first, shall we? How old are you?
I'm not menopausal. I'm not the sad housewife type. I'm single and loving it.
Mm-hmm. Occupation?
Invalid pensioner. Blame chronic RSI. So, is it true what they say in the newspapers today about this bloke suing you?
I think we should stick to the subject.
I mean, he'd have to be a complete crackpot, wouldn't he? How could you be held accountable for something that your patient did? And that is if he did do it. Did he? Kill the other bloke's wife?
I've seen you somewhere before. Are you a journalist?
Just a sticky beak.
And who's Dr. Hayes, your editor? You've obviously generated this letterhead on your computer and you've wasted enough of my time. Please leave.
Well, the committee's had a chance to look at your case from all angles. Trafficking prescription drugs, abusing your trusted position as a psychiatrist. Grave matters, Dr. Halifax. Well, as you're aware, we've decided to hand it over to the police.
They have expert document examiners. We don't.
We're confident they'll confirm it's a case of fraud.
Something else surfaced in our discussions with the police. Perhaps you could help clear it up.
October 15th, 1986. Does that mean anything to you?
Well, I wasn't practicing. I was at university.
What's the relevance, doctors?
You were charged with stealing morphine from a major hospital, were you not?
You don't have to answer that.
No, it's fine. My boyfriend at the time had a serious drug addiction problem that I didn't know about.
You supplied him?
Don't answer.
No, I did not supply him. He smuggled morphine ampules in my bag. The charges were dropped.
We've received a further complaint. Last week, you were seen dealing drugs from your car.
Outside a school, Dr. Halifax, selling prescription medication to school children.
This is ridiculous.
Do you have anything resembling proof, or is this just another wild and baseless allegation?
Someone is trying to destroy my career. Can't you see that?
Possibly. But on the face of it, you represent a danger to the public. Surely you can see that.
We've got no option. We're suspending your registration pending the result of the investigation.
You mean cease practicing?
Take down your shingle, Dr. Halifax.
Buck up. Enjoy yourself.
I'm bucking.
What's the worst that can happen?
I get struck off.
No, I meant right now.
Drowning would be a relief.
Come on, let's go.
Woo!
Left. Left. Paddle left. Left. Watch the rock. Jane, are you all right? Oh, that was close. I was scared I lost you.
Yeah, me too.
You really scared me, Jane.
And so is he.
What?
Jeremy. He's scared. That's why he's attacking me. He's scared I'll find out.
What?
That he was involved in Jill's murder.
Why do you always look for the hidden meaning? You're paranoid, Jane. It's straight revenge. The guy blames you for losing his wife.
Except there was people about. There was a lady in a spastic.
Whoa. One step at a time, please.
Sorry. Just getting carried away. You just tell me what you want, all right?
See? All he wants to do is please you. Now watch this bit again.
Why shoot her? Why not walk away?
She said some things to me. She said some cruel and patronising things.
Those are my words. He's just parroting them. What you have here is a stooge, a patsy.
Everybody's capable of violence given the right stimuli. We see it every day.
Why can't you accept that you're wrong about him?
Who killed Fluffy, the cat god?
Well, we don't know it was Gary. And maybe Jeremy was creating a climate of violence so Jill's murder had context.
What's his motive?
How about sexual jealousy?
His wife was 13 weeks pregnant.
Who to?
You'll know and we do. But we found no evidence to suggest that either of them was playing around.
We checked.
Or what about the redhead man?
Forget the red-headed man. There is no red-headed man.
All right. Say Jeremy is the father. That's not the point. Jealousy is not a rational emotion.
But jealous guys usually kill in the heat of the moment, not in a cold-blooded, premeditative
No, some
way.
do. Some plan it for decades. Maybe Jeremy spent years looking for someone to do his dirty work. And then he finds Gary, malleable, naive, not very bright, who happens to love deer hunting as a child.
Big step from a dumb animal to knocking off someone's missus. Why would he do it?
No money changed hands.
You saw for yourself. He's anxious to please. He craves approval.
Yeah, well, so do I, but I wouldn't commit murder for a pat in the head.
Why would he take the rap on his own?
That I don't know.
I've got a killer locked up in remand. The DPP's very pleased with me. I don't want to change a thing.
Coming for a swim? Go to the sauna afterwards and... What's wrong?
He's got back in again. Predatory stalker, it's back in Gary's case notes.
You know, every time you go online, you're vulnerable to hacking. If someone's smart enough, they can get right into your operating system. How come you're so hung up on this Gary? Any copycat can rent a violent video and get a head full of ideas.
But someone had to tell him it was okay to do it.
Yeah? Yeah, right. See you later.
Bye. Hello? Yes, Bridget? No news. I've got to call you back.
Dr. Halifax.
You were at Jill Buckle's funeral. Someone planted this in my desk drawer. The same person hacked into my computer. Was it you?
Can't even work my own email. I hate creepy crawlies.
You wear a scorpion on your wrist.
A 9-carat one can't sting you.
So why did you come and see me with that bogus referral? Why the questions about my lawsuit? Are you working for Jeremy?
Jill was a good friend of mine. I want to know why she died.
Yeah, well, so do I. But something's going on here and I'm not getting it.
The scorpion used to be the symbol of my former masters. You've heard of the Australian Security Intelligence Organisation?
ASIO? Are you saying you're a spy? Should have known I was wasting my time.
It's perfectly true. I'd prove it, except they charged me with violating the Official Secrets Act.
Right. And I suppose you're going to tell me that Jeremy Buckle's a spy too. That that's his public service job.
No, I'm not going to tell you that. Because it's a criminal offence to expose a serving intelligence officer.
I suppose it explains how he got my home address, broke into my offices and hacked into my computer.
Jeremy hasn't had that kind of training. He's just your average bootlicking I.O.
But he has access to the technology, doesn't he?
Possibly.
So why would he plant a dead scorpion? He's tipping his hand.
You don't understand the male ASIO's sense of humour. They think they're the master race, which is why women like me don't survive long enough to go places.
Did Jill work for ASIO?
With me in the Chinese section.
You don't think this could connect to national security issues?
I would doubt it. But then ASIO's a secret society. They see the world differently from us mortals. To Jill.
Sounds like Rabbit Woman's delusional to me.
Alex, they planted that thing to demonstrate how powerful they are.
ASIO.
It's a conspiracy theory.
Well, that's the world they live in. Now listen, I've got to go and see it.
Don't say it, don't say it. They're probably listening. Ha.
Got to go and see a psychologist. I'll be home for dinner, all right?
Okay, ciao.
Oh, Alex, is there any food in the house?
No, you want me to do a shop?
Would you mind?
You can make it up to me later.
Okay. Bye.
Ciao.
Mr. Napier? Hi, my name's Jane Halifax. I'm a psychiatrist. I need your help.
According to the papers, you're in more trouble than the early settlers.
A little bunny tells me you provide counselling services to ASIO.
And that little bunny should be skinned and roasted.
You have a patient that's trying to destroy me. Unless I find out what makes him tick, I'm out of a job.
You're familiar with doctor-patient confidentiality. In Asia's case, multiply that 100 times.
Look, I need to know how dangerous he is. What I see is symptoms of a paranoid personality disorder.
What do you need me for if you've already made a diagnosis?
Well, am I right or wrong? Just give me a clue.
You know I can't.
Well, I could always tell ASIO you did.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
Look, I'm sorry, I wouldn't ask, but I'm desperate. What do they do with a paranoid spy? Sack him or promote him?
2 words. Swingers party.
Swingers party? What do you mean? Talk to me, Mr. Napier. Jeremy Buckle's an intelligence officer with ASIO. The link to Gary must be covert.
ASIO.
Jane, the man is an administrative officer with the Federal Attorney General.
That's where ASIO lives, Richard, in the AG's department.
And Gary's a secret agent too.
Well, I don't use that terminology.
You believe Jill Buckle's death was ASIO related?
Look, I know it sounds mad. Just hear me out, all right? I think the ASIO factor was the means, not the end. It's probably about sexual jealousy. Now, Jeremy was receiving treatment for a personality disorder until he convinced himself his therapist was wearing a wire. Did you know he took Jill to a swingers party last year?
Of course we do. Nothing happened. They left early.
Doesn't that argue against him being a jealous type? Hey, babe, let's do a little swinging?
Grace, it was a loyalty test. It was his birthday.
Yeah, we know that too, Jane.
He persuaded Jill to organise it as a treat. Now, she hated the idea. She only went along with it to prove that she loved him. But in his eyes, all she did was prove the opposite. She couldn't wait to sleep with other men.
Argue black was white.
That's how a paranoid mind works, Richard. Now listen, can you approach ASIO formally, find out if Gary is or was attached to them?
We'll make some calls. I can't promise more than that.
ASIO, paranoia. Next you'll be telling us the aliens did it.
Talk to admin. Go through the proper channels.
So how are they treating you?
Can't complain. You know, you do the crime, do the time. Hey, any chance of some tobacco?
I'll see what I can do. You lied to me, Gary. I don't believe you ever liked Jill. I think you always meant to kill her.
She called me dirty names. That's why I done it.
Look, if someone persuaded you to do this, tell us. It'll help your case.
I'm responsible for my own actions.
They are going to give you 20 years. Now, even with good behaviour, you are going to be an old man before you get out. Oh, by the way, he told me to say hello.
Who?
Jeremy.
Who? Hey, don't forget that tobacco.
Yes, hi, my name's Dr. Jane Halifax. I'm a forensic psychiatrist in private practice. I'm concerned about the mental health of one of your intelligence officers, and I'd like to discuss it with a senior ASIO manager, please. Hello?
Are you there? Yes, I'm still here. Can you spell your name, please, madam? Look, if you want this on letterhead with my provider number, you'll get it. But don't fob me off and don't treat me like a crank. No one's treating you like a crank, madam. Now, please spell your name slowly for me.
Jane Halifax, Doctor. Halifax. The man's name is Jeremy Buckle. Buckle.
Lovely day, considering. I see some identification.
May I see yours? It's gorgeous, considering. Graham Peterson.
What's your relationship to Jeremy Buckle? Have you been treating him?
No. He's harassing me. He believes I'm a threat to him because I suspect him of arranging the death of his wife, Jill.
You're not a practicing doctor.
No, I'm not.
Pending a police investigation.
That's irrelevant.
Not from where we sit.
What is relevant is that you may have a murderer in the ranks.
If so, it's a police matter.
How? ASIO protects its own.
Thanks for getting in touch. Most public-spirited of you.
You knew Jill. Were you having an affair with her?
I was concerned for her.
Because you're the baby's father.
Because she was afraid. Goodbye.
Well, why were you so concerned for her? Because her husband had grown so jealous she was afraid of him?
ASIO's rules are just as formal as the cops when it comes to informers, except they call them sources.
So, if Jeremy had Gary on the payroll, ASIO would know.
Not all of them do it for money, but yeah, unless for some reason he was running him privately.
So why do that? Why would Gary work for Jeremy for nothing?
Say you want to monitor activity in the Chinese business community. You approach a suitable Chinese merchant. Tell him he's in a position to assist his adopted country. Likely his first response is no thanks, but he'll agree to liaise over dinner once a month anyway.
Liaise?
Sorry. Can't shake the spy speak. You keep in touch. After a while, these intimate meetings become the highlight of his life. Doting female hanging on his every word, laughing at his jokes, treating him with respect. He can't help it. Soon he's telling you things just to impress you, and you're getting what you came for.
You have yourself a free sauce.
There are a lot of ways to skin a rabbit. Would you give me a hand here, Jane? My wrist's acting up. Oh, don't suppose you'd be an angel and bring me some of that straw? Oh.
This another way? The source to think you're dependent on her?
Make her feel good about herself. Next thing, she's eating out of your hand. Watch your back, Jane. You've shown all your cards to Graham Potter.
Potter, not Peterson.
No, he's got a wallet full of names.
Like Jeremy?
Jeremy's not in the field. He's been desk-bound ever since they kicked him out of Vex a couple of years ago. These days he counts beans.
Vex?
Violent extremists.
Why was he
Thrown out? Because he wouldn't trust anybody. He ran his own agenda. And they never chipped in for birthday presents. For you, a good luck charm. Always give your source a little something. Let her know she's appreciated.
I'd watch your own back if I were you.
Did everything go okay?
Fine.
Grace, hi, it's Jane. Listen, Jeremy Buckle used to work in ASIO's violent extremist section, which I can only presume means keeping tabs on white supremacist and neo-Nazi groups.
Nazis?
Yeah, now Gary's got a couple of swastika tattoos. That could be the link. You remember the skinheads who robbed the service station?
Yeah, I do, but the quality of the security video was so lousy it could have been anyone, and he's already denied it.
Yeah, well, of course he would. You'd have to go back and speak to ASIO.
They already told Richard that they'd never heard of a Gary Groom.
Well, maybe he was using a different name back then. Talk to a guy called Graham Potter.
You're really going to have to stop giving me orders, Jane.
Yes, it is serious, mate. Now, the thing is, Bernie, without the support of good men like yourself, my organisation's a toothless tiger. So thanks very much.
You can count on me, Jane.
Cheers, mate.
Sorry, love. You're persona non grata around here.
What? I'm entitled to visit a prisoner on remand. You can't stop me.
Escort Dr. Halifax back to reception.
Hi, it's Jane Halifax. How's business? Well, I was actually thinking of putting the apartment on the market. Well, no, something a little less prestigious. Okay, thanks. All right, I'll be in touch. Bye.
Good stuff.
So why do you have to sell up?
I'm hemorrhaging money.
But you're loaded.
Oh, yeah? That's why I chatted you up.
Look, I'm being sued. I could be struck off for life up to my eyeballs in legal bills.
You're panicking.
Oh, I'm clearing the decks.
Would it be so bad if they took the letters away from the end of your name?
My whole life's about being a doctor.
You're a human being, like everyone else, afraid, insecure, confused.
Thanks, I get the picture.
You'll survive if they strike you off, Jane. It doesn't matter what they take away from you. You know, it could be the best thing that ever happened.
Thanks, I don't need life lessons from a child.
You need somebody.
I'll find a grown-up.
You just kill him and eat him.
Ha ha. Beats me, why I let you move in.
Because I'm too cute to take seriously.
Fine, leave, see if I care.
I am. Have you forgotten what this morning was about? Flogging the other boat.
You won selection for Lucerne, that's fantastic. So, when do you go?
We go to Europe next week. But you get your apartment back.
Oh,
Come with us. Be a rower's groupie. The guys are crazy about you.
would I really have to sleep with them?
I haven't made any hard promises. Just do it. Pack up, come with me.
I can't.
You know, this thing is going to eat you up if you don't.
Please, don't. I'm sorry.
It's all right.
Can you convince us you're willing and able to practice according to the professional standard the board would require?
I want to resume practicing psychiatry because I just love being called doctor and I simply can't get by without a mid-six-figure salary. How's that? If you're looking for a mission statement, forget it. Maybe you've been sitting in here too long. Being a doctor is really very simple. I say, hello, sit down, to anyone who comes through my door. If I can, I help them. If I can't, I say so. Strike me off. It's not going to change who I am. In fact, it could be the best thing that ever happens to me.
The police tell us that the prescriptions are forgeries, perpetrated by somebody with the score to settle, presumably. These alarming claims that you supply school children with drugs, there isn't a shred of evidence. As for your various legal problems, all we can say is good luck.
You may hang your shingle back up.
Smile, Dr. Halifax.
Oh, thanks, Stephanie. My pleasure.
Grace Lord.
Grace, hi, it's Jane. Listen, I've been prevented from visiting Gary Groom and I blame Jeremy Buckle. I'd like you to get on the phone and fix it,
Hold on a
please.
second, Jane.
Look, you couldn't crack Gary, maybe I can. I'm on my way to the prison now.
Nice tats. When did you get them done?
Don't remember.
You an Adolf Hitler fan? But you're not alone. I mean, he inspired a whole nation to go to war, didn't he? Still, it must offend some people when they see you wearing the Nazi symbol.
Yeah, well, serves him right for looking, doesn't it?
What about the ones you had removed? That must have been really offensive. What were they? An old girlfriend's name or something?
Yeah, something like that.
Or maybe something like this. We both know what the scorpion means, Gary. Don't worry, I'm not going to blow your cover. You almost did that yourself by having the tats done. Someone wasn't too happy about it, was he? Look, I know why you shot Jill. You didn't love her, you didn't hate her, you were just obeying an order, weren't you? But Gary, that order was unsanctioned. And you're gonna have to pay for it while the man who gave you the order gets off scot-free. He's gonna let you go down for his crime. I don't think that's very fair, do you? What are you gonna do about it?
Pack of chauvinist bastards.
Our friends at Asia.
Well, I explained the suspected link between Jeremy and Gary. No comment, Inspector. I asked very politely about Jeremy's registered sources in the VEX section. No comment, Inspector. Richard's right, though. They've never heard of Gary Groom.
It's because it's a new ID. Jeremy took him out of the system, gave him a new name and a private agenda.
To kill his wife? Must be a hell of a sweet talker.
He ordered him to do it. At heart, Gary's a soldier. He likes orders.
Yeah, even a dumb grunt needs to know what he's fighting for. What are we likely to find that we didn't find last time?
I don't know.
Oh. The Gold Coast. Hate the Gold Coast.
Gary, I want to tell you a story. It's about two men. The older one, let's call him John. He's got a very important job. The younger one, Greg, well, he's unemployed, going nowhere. John befriends young Greg. He talks to him, listens to him, buys him a beer, treats him with respect.
John who?
For the first time in his life, Greg starts feeling really good about himself. Then one day, John puts it to him. Got a job for you, mate. Your country needs you. He wants him to infiltrate a Nazi group, skinheads. All his life, people have been telling Greg he's a no-hoper. Now he matters. I'll do it, he says.
I never met no John.
And you know what? He does a good job, too. Skinheads never pick him. Even helps him knock off a service station. He's a natural-born soldier. Then John pulls him out. Operation over. Suddenly, poor old Greg's left dangling in the breeze again.
Why are you telling me?
After a while, John gets in touch again. He's got another mission for Greg. It's more important this time. Important in the way the Princess Diana job was important. MI6 and the CIA, they had their orders too. They had to neutralize Diana because she was pregnant with an Arab's baby. I mean, pity the poor soldier who got that job. But he had to do his duty. Just like Gary.
Greg.
This time, John orders Greg to shadow his own wife. Why? Well, it's top secret. So secret, in fact, that Greg has to change his identity to do it. For months, he stalks her, like a deer. Reports back every move she makes. And then John gives him the toughest order of all. Take her out, soldier.
Your story sucks.
Greg's still got the gun from the skinhead survey job. He digs it up, cleans it, oils it, buys some ammo. When she arrives at work one afternoon, he's waiting. He walks up, pulls out the gun, puts a single bullet in her brain.
Shit.
I'm not saying he wanted to do it. He was just obeying orders. But you see, John lied, Gary. It had nothing to do with national security. It was personal. He believed his wife was carrying another man's baby.
Bullshit.
He lied about a pardon, too. Isn't that what he promised you? What he's still promising you with all these secret messages? But he's handed you to the firing squad instead, Gary. He got you to kill his wife and unborn baby because he didn't have the guts to do it himself.
Bullshit!
No bullshit. You're working for a coward. There's only one man who can make him pay for his crime. All you have to do is tell the judge who gave you the order.
Is your name Gary David Groom?
Yes, it is.
The Director of Public Prosecutions in the state of Victoria presents that on the 17th of May, 2001, you did murder Gillian Wendy Buckle.
My son, Jezza.
You wouldn't dare.
Gary David Groom. How say you? Are you guilty or not guilty?
Guilty. But not 100%.
You must plead either guilty or not guilty.
Okay. Not guilty.
Young man, do you understand the arraignment? Would you like my associate to repeat it?
I got something to say, Your Honour.
Gary David Groom, the Director of Public
Hang
Prosecutions.
on, can I
in
say
the state of
something?
Victoria.
Please instruct your client to remain silent.
I'm sorry, Your Honour. I don't know what he's talking about.
I'm entitled to my day in court, right?
You'll have it in front of a jury.
But I'm here now, and I got something to say. I shot Jill Buckle, you bet I did, but it wasn't my idea. It wasn't my idea. I had this dream, Your Honour. Princess Di told me to do it.
See you, Wolf.
Bye, Jane. See ya.
Sure.
That's about it.
I'm gonna miss you.
Well, I'll be back.
Yeah, of course you will. Go on, they'll think I abducted you.
Oh, I wouldn't mind. See you later.
Jeremy, beautiful day.
You're late. They're wiring you for sound.
Now what do you want?
Well, I owe you a free consultation. Despite what you may think, I want to help you. It's my job.
I'm not interested.
Yes, you are. That's why you're here. Hi, can I get a strong flat white and 2 Portuguese custard tarts on separate plates? Thanks.
Nothing you can say to me will stop me from suing you.
I'll pray for a sane judge. You know, I'm not sure whether you're suffering paranoid personality disorder or not. I mean, you suspect everyone's plotting against you. Your wife, workmates, friends. Even that poor waiter, probably. But then again, for all I know, it could be true.
Who have you been talking to?
As for Jill, was she cheating on you? Well, not with Graham Potter, anyway. The baby was yours. DNA results confirm it. But then you probably suspect they've been falsified. So tell me, was it the pregnancy that tipped you over the edge? The thought that she was carrying another man's baby? Is that why you gave Gary the order to kill?
I'm going to sue you again, and I'm going to keep on suing you until you're living in a cardboard box and you're eating dog food.
Thanks. I mean, no doubt about it, you've got more reason than most to feel paranoid. But are you mentally ill? Well, let's find out, shall we? Enjoy.
I'm not hungry.
Prove you're not paranoid. Eat it.
I don't want to eat it.
Why not? What, you think I've put something in it? Truth serum, perhaps? That's absurd, Jeremy. It's a commercial kitchen. How could I? Well, I mean, I suppose I could have doctored it, brought it here earlier, bribed our waiter friend. Come on, make a liar out of me. Eat it.
I don't want to waste my time playing games.
All right. Eat that one instead.
I'm not touching either.
Can't control it anymore, can you? It's affecting everything you do, every aspect of your life. It's because paranoia feeds on itself. It's left untreated. There'll come a day when you won't be able to leave the house.
You're working for Potter, aren't you? Potter's paid you to say these things.
You need treatment. I advise you to go back and see your psychologist.
Yeah, then I get myself committed. That's the plan, isn't it?
Gary won't be receiving any more postcards. They've moved him. Sooner or later, he's going to realise that there is no pardon. Who knows? One day he might even tell the police the truth. I'd watch my back if I were you.
Good morning, Doctor.
Good morning, Bridget.
Your mail.
Thanks.
Doctor, this is Mrs. Quirkamilis.
Good morning. How can I help you?
You can cut that out. Because I'm not listening.
I can hear you. Yes, I can. I can hear you everywhere.
I can hear you. All of you. Can you hear me?
When the foeman bears his steel, tarantara, tarantara, we uncomfortable feel tarantara. And we find the wisest thing, tarantara, tarantara, is just to slap our chests and sing tarantara. For when threatened with abuse, tarantara, tarantara, and your heart is in your boots, tarantara, there is nothing brings it round like the trumpet's martial sound, like the trumpet's martial sound.